Hello and welcome to Squizz.com, the connected marketplace. Today I'm going to be taking you through a few of the changes we've made to the platform in the past week. Specifically, we're going to be looking at the order procurement processes that the platform contains. By that I mean the ability for an organization to buy goods and services off another supplying organization. Using Squizz.com, we can have orders flow from the customer's accounting systems through to the supplier's accounting or warehouse management systems. Both the suppliers and the customer systems can be completely different pieces of software running on separate servers and have Squizz.com translate the orders from one to the other. So to show you an example of this, I have logged into Squizz as Clancy, and Clancy is the administrator of the Springfield Police Organisation. So Clancy has connected up the accounting system running in their offices into Squizz, and he's been able to import the supplier accounts into Squizz, which are also known as creditors. And in this case, Squizz has found there are two supplier accounts, Guns and Things, which supplies, I'd imagine, guns and other equipment that they need, as well as Quickie Mart, which is another account which is supplying the donuts and probably food that the Springfield police officers eat. So if we go into the Quickie Mart account, supplier account, we can view the details of the account, and we can also go into the purchase orders area where we can then load up purchase orders that have been created. So in this case, the platform has made it a request in real time to obtain the purchase order data from the Springfield Police accounting system and is able to find 3 orders. If we go into each order, you can view the details of these orders, which has been retrieved. And in this case, we can see that there are 2 lines, one to order red donuts and one to order pink donuts. Now, there's the ability using the platform to tick the box against each of the relevant purchase orders that you then want to send through the supplying organization. So in this case, the supplying organization is going to be Quickie Mart, and there's been a relationship set up between the Quickie Mart organization and Springfield Police, and the platform has been able to find a customer account that is associated with Quickie Mart, which is also relevant to Springfield Police. So the customer account dictates the pricing of products that Springfield Police will pay for when they're buying goods off Quickie Mart. With those relationships all set up, the platform can then load up the details of the orders that we just selected, and in this case, it has found the delivery address details as well as the billing details of that order, and has been able to locate 2 products that are wanting to be ordered. And in this case, it has been able to find the Quickie Mart product that is associated to the product within Springfield Police's accounting system. Now, when it finds a match, it can then price up that product. So in this case, Springfield Police will pay $33 to order 10 pink donuts. Now, in the case for the red donuts, it has unable to be able to find the relevant product within the Quickie Mart. So that's why we have this yellow text box. This tells us that Clancy needs to then find a product that is going to match up. Now, I know that Quickie Mart don't sell red donuts, so instead he may find the equivalent product, which would be maybe blue donuts instead, that he can then order. So once he clicks on the enter key, that will then find the relevant pricing details and price that up. So in this case, he's going to be buying 10 blue donuts for $250. Now, because we had 2 orders selected, the platform's been able to retrieve the details for the 2 orders, so that's the same problem. We have to then do the mapping for the other red donut in that order. And now once these mappings have been set, the platform can remember these mappings, so the next time you do this process, you don't have to do these mappings again. So it's over time, the platform learns the mappings between a customer's products and their supplying products, so that makes this order processing quicker and quicker. Once we've done that, we've got a few more details that we can set about the order. We can override the defaults for the delivery organization and contact person if we needed to. In this case, we don't really. Same for the billing. We can also set the contact email for the delivery and contact email for the billing. We can also set the payment method. So in this case, Springfield Police are going to pay for this order on account, and on account really means that there's agreed account terms. So in this, it could be that after 30 days, an invoice needs to be paid, or after a certain period of time. And then the other thing is to inform Quickie Mart whether or not it's a drop ship. These orders are to be drop shipped. which means that the orders aren't going to go actually to Springfield Police. They would either go to Springfield Police's own customer. In this case, we don't have that scenario. So once I click the verify button, the platform will then convert those purchase orders into Quickie Mart sales orders. So we can go into details. You see the Quickie Mart logo. You can view all the final pricing of the orders, see if there's any freight that's been calculated out, the final taxes, and then the final pricing for each order. So that allows Clancy then to verify that he's happy with this pricing. And then once he is happy, he can then submit each of these orders through to the Quickie Mart, and that will go directly into their connected business system. So in this case, if I click the submit all to orders, it's going to submit both of them, which they're going to go straight in. And then ideally, Quickie Mart would have them displayed directly to the person who's then going to find the donuts and then put them onto a truck and then have them delivered back to Springfield Police. So this takes out the manual data entry that would otherwise occur if Clancy had to manually email the purchase orders to the Quickie Mart's salespeople who have to key them in, work out the mismatches, contact Clancy back, and then once again, then finalize the order and submit it across. So we've been able to do that within only a minute or two. Now you can go at it once that occurs, once these sales orders have been submitted, then the supplier account detail page will reload itself, and it will then link the sales order, so the Quickie Mart sales order, to the original purchase orders. So this tells Clancy that he no longer needs to then do any more processing with these orders if he decided to load them up again, and he also has ability to find the relevant sales orders that are matching. So one of the improvements we've made is that the order codes are a lot shorter in length. And now the Quickie Mart has the ability to set a prefix on the order numbers. So in this case, SSO is the prefix. Then there's an auto-incrementing number. So we can say that this order got created first, so it's 84, and the next order was 85. And the letters at the end are just 3 random characters to make sure that there can be no conflicts with the order numbers. So this prefix can be changed by the Quickie Mart, and that's one setting that we have made. If Abu, who's managing the Quickie Mart, if he goes into the Quickie Mart profile under the organization settings, he can control those prefixes based on the fields that are available there. So he could change this from SSO maybe to KWO to represent a Quickie Mart order. And you can do the same for the purchase orders as well, if purchase orders were being created by Quickie Mart. If we go back to the supplier account detail, within the purchase order tab, we've added a couple more filters so you can show only outstanding orders. So an outstanding order may be within Springfield Police's accounting system marked as one that has not been submitted yet. So there's that filter. There's also the ability to find specific orders based on a given purchase order number. And there's also been a couple of fixes around the date time filtering, so that way you can more easily filter dates around specific date filtering. So in this case, we mainly want to get the orders that have been submitted from the 25th onwards. So we'll do that. So it's now been able to find only orders submitted after the 25th. Now, once an order has been submitted, Abu will also receive a notification so he can see details of those orders, and then he can go into them and view them if he needs to, which is relevant for, say, if he is in the warehouse and he's picking orders and needs to know when these orders come in, so that way he can then immediately send out invoicing, etc. So there's also that ability. So hopefully that gives you an understanding of how you can use the procurement processes within Squizz in order to try to cut down the amount of steps that would otherwise be required if you were manually emailing purchase orders or calling up and creating sales orders over the phone. You can cut out all those steps and all the errors that happen because of that. Now, in order to make this possible, there's a few steps that have to happen. So within the Quickie Mart organization needs to be connected to the Springfield Police organization. And that Springfield, in that relationship dialogue, the Springfield Police need to be assigned to a customer account. And in order to get the customer accounts, the Quickie Mart organization must be connected to the platform itself. So in this case, we can see all the details, which allows the platform to retrieve information from the Quickie Mart's accounting system. And there's a number of security checks to make sure that only secure connections can happen to make that possible. And the opposite has to happen also within the Springfield Police Organisation, where that needs to be also connected, be connected to the platform, which is also secured as well, and have its supplier accounts imported. So there's a few steps to make possible. If you have any questions or any further comments, please comment on the feed within Squizz or against the YouTube video. Thanks for your time. Happy squizzing.